Hello my loves and welcome to this tutorial for my three little dioramas here. You've got a fox with a moonlit scene behind him and a little moth on the top here. You've got an owl with a little moon on a piece of wire at the top here. He's 3D in his box, looking gorgeous. And then you've got a hare as well with another moth on the top. And on the reverse of these boxes, you've got a little pocket with a little card to match. So you've got room if you want to make this into a gift and a card all in one. And what's clever about these, my darlings, is that they fold flat for postage. So if you want to mail this as a card come gift, just open up your box, squish it flat, pop your moth or your moon down, and then you've got a lovely flat item that you can pop in an envelope and post. Come with me and let's see how we make them. There are three kits in this bundle. There's the fox, there's the hare, and there's the owl. And each kit consists of the actual box, which you're printing on 250 gram. You don't need to reverse print. You may wish to, and I'll tell you why now, because these boxes are designed to fold flat if you want to mail them as a card. And what a beautiful elaborate card. When they're flat, you get to see this section here. So if you want to reverse print with the paper of your choice, something that complements or coordinates, then you go ahead and do that. I'm not going to do that. And then you get another sheet for the kit that consists of the bits and bobs that go along with it. So that's those there. Let's begin constructing the box. So we've got several score lines to follow. All the way around the outside of this main panel here. Just go all the way along. And then you've got the side panels of the box on both sides. Have I done that one? I've done that one. I've done this one. Doesn't take long to do these, and I've got these two at I've got this one at the top here, and not forgetting this very, very end little flap on both sides as well. I usually forget that one. There we go. And then we can fold up our box, and we're going to fold everything in white side on white. Now, if you're using your Cricut or other cutting machine to cut these out, which I have, then you may need to just snip into these little sections a little bit. If you're cutting by hand, you'll have taken care of that as you went, hopefully. And then you can just carry on folding everything to the inside, make those creases into folds. Have I got them all? Nearly. There we go. So that is your, oh no, there we nearly go. There we go. So there's your box shape. Done already. Let's get to the fox. Now your fox, your hare and your owl has got two score lines running down here. If you're cutting by hand, absolutely no problem at all. If you're cutting on your Cricut machine, just double check that this is the same width as your box here. I've cut out on my Cricut, and for some reason it hasn't resized these quite accurately enough. And I don't know why. It seems to be something that's going on with my Cricut at the moment. It could be a little update. They do update, don't they, from time to time. They call it an improvement, and often it's not. So there we go. Just check that out. You've got a backing sheet for your fox as well. And that's this one here. Again, you can see that my Cricut hasn't resized everything correctly. And that all fits in there very, very nicely. Now you can glue this on, but you're not going to glue it all down. You need to leave a flap at the end here. So give yourself a little bit just over 1/2 inch maybe. Glue the rest down. Like this. It's actually fine that this is a little bit smaller, because we won't see that little bit of white. So if you've got a problem with yours there, it's not a problem. And your fox is designed to glue halfway. Now these tabs here, if you're folding on the creases, will just butt straight up against the back here. I'm going to set mine a little bit further forwards because I've had a slight discrepancy. So I'm going to glue this side of my fox here, just this little tab. Oh, first of all, I'm going to ink up my fox because I'm not going to be able to get to him once I've stuck it down. Just lose that white edge of the paper. Well, that'll do. Right, so I'm gluing this on flush with the bottom of the box, with this crease here, and I want this crease to sit halfway in this side section of the box. Like I say, if your crease marks are bang on, then you're going to butt this up against the bottom of your box and up against this edge of the box. I'm sitting mine just ever so slightly further forward, like that. Make sure it's sitting nice and straight in line with this here. And then we're going to fold this up. Check it's all sitting nice and straight, level with the bottom there, which it absolutely is, looking gorgeous. And then we're going to glue this tab. I want some instant grab here, so I'll give that a second. And you're going to fold this whole section, not this side bit, just fold over the front section, getting them out of the way, over the top, and press it down. And here is your diorama box done. Doesn't it look great? Right, what we need to do now is close this box, and this is why we left this little flap here. It's a little tiny bit of a fiddle, but it's not too bad at all. You want to get some glue under this flap here, and you want to get some glue along this top edge of this panel, of this moonlight scene as well. And when you've done that, you can pop this end tab underneath, in between them both rather, in between. Bring your diorama flat and glue it down. Now you want to be checking that everything folds flat, so I suggest you fold both ways and make sure that it's folding nice and flat both ways, which mine is. If it isn't, if you do have a bit of an issue with that, let it go flat and push this side along a bit and just remake that crease wherever it needs to be. And the same on the other side until it's folding flat nicely both ways. So there he is, all nice and flat. That's what he'll look like if you're mailing, if you're posting. And close your box. You obviously just close your box. And if you want to, you can cut these a little steeper on both sides. If you feel you want some help, it's a good idea just to push this outwards a little bit, pop these end bits in, and there we go. There's your diorama complete. Now we've got some extra little bits here that we need to deal with, haven't we? We've got this card that simply folds in half, like that. We've got a pocket here. I'm going to thumb cut because I love a thumb cut. I haven't done it on the actual printable to give you the option there of whether you wanted to or not. I just really love that shape. I'll always have a thumb cut and I'll always have a pocket where possible. And this is to glue on the back of your box. So a little seam of glue all the way around the edge. there like that. And your pocket will stick on in place there, and it's a ghost pocket. The same pattern goes onto the back and follows through onto the pocket, and your card will sit in there quite nicely. When your glue's dry, I'm not popping mine in just now. And the last thing we have to deal with, my dears, is this moth. Now you can do what you like with that. It would be very nice. Ink up the edges first, get rid of that white paper. It would be very nice on the front of your box like that. You could put one on the front, you could put one on the back. But these guys also go back to back like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little extra something here. So here I've got some craft wire. It's thin, it's soft, it's cuttable with a pair of scissors. So I'm just going to cut myself a length, probably longer than I need. I'm going to get my little moth here and I'm going to glue all over the moth. And I'm going to pop my little bit of wire centrally into the moth like this. If you want to, and it's maybe a good idea, curl a little bit of your wire over at the top there, just to give yourself a little bit more wire in the actual glue. It's not going to pull out if you do this. Pop your other butterfly on the top, your moth rather. There we go. And now I've got a moth on a wire. Look at that, that looks so cool already. And then with a pokey tool, I'm going to make a little hole in the top of my box in the middle. This flower isn't quite central, or the centre of the flower rather isn't quite central. The flower itself is central. So I'm just going to make a tiny little hole. In the centre of my box. Only just going through. There we go. I don't want to make a big hole there. And then I'm going to pop my moth on his wire through this hole. Have a look how tall I want him to stand. I don't want him up too tall. Just an inch or so really, I think, but that's up to you. Open this up. Pop my moth in so he's standing about an inch tall above the hole. Hold it in place, turn it over. I'm going to bend this wire at 90 degrees so it's inside this top section of the box. And again, I'm going to fold it round so I've got less chance of it just sliding out. Like that. And I'm just going to tape this in place with a little bit of invisible tape. Get some glue on there as well if you want to. I've got confidence in this tape. There, and just pop that on. And now you have a moth on top of your box. Let's close the box up. So when you're mailing, obviously your moth is going to be sitting flat like this, and then you can just raise that up. And there it is. There is the diorama. And here they all are complete. The fox, the owl, and the hare, all with their cards and their pockets on the back. And their little additions on the top there. And then obviously when I want to fold these flat for mailing, I'm just going to open the boxes, move these flaps out of the way, squish it flat, and then bring my moth or my moon down, and then that will then go in an envelope for posting. I hope you love those, my loves, and I will see you next time.